Chat, here we go. It's another matchup with a next-gen aged player in Scribbles. Scribbles making his return to the stream. I don't know if it's the first time since he played in next-gen as well. We just got done with a debuting 13-year-old player from KSA. But now we're going to see where Scribbles has been since we've last checked in. We talked about how he was able to get one win in next-gen Season 4, but got stopped by the gatekeeper Fast. Fast has been around a while. I believe is still next-gen aged. I don't think Fast is 15 yet. We have had Fast on since he was like 12 years old. Scribbles trying to show that he has long since improved, and no better way to prove that than against Wizz, who Wizz himself, a top player, just taking down the likes of Chronic and AJ and Fearfest Jr., only getting stopped by apparently Jack, and even though he got swept, which I think he did get swept in the final match, it was one of the closer sweeps I've seen in a while, which I know seems like oxymoron, but Wizz played really well and lost by slim margins to apparently Jack. Scribbles trying to start off on the right foot here. I wonder if he's rocking the completely stocked-in car from his perspective. I imagine probably could be, but for some reason this car is just one of the more boring cars I've ever seen. I don't know why. Because the blue is like a darker blue too. It just seems even more boring to me. But that obviously means it's the fastest car ever. The more boring the car looks, the speedier it is. Everybody knows this. Wizz, though, is going to be able to fake the flick to get Scribbles in the air. And go for the low 50. Who's the next-gen player that plays in first-person cam settings? His name is Purge. You can go to my YouTube and look up his game in the last next-gen. There's a playlist for the tournament, and there's also just a big thumbnail that's talking about his camera settings because his camera settings are ridiculous. Title is not updated. I'll handle that as Scribbles scores to make it 2-1. We've got Scribbles versus Wizz. 1v1 show match. Just no longer the KSA Prodigy. Scribbles leaning back into the resets. You can see the thought behind the flick, but the execution is far from being on point. Scribbles actually would have been okay if he had managed to stay alive on this recovery, but demoed by Wizz, and the game is tied. That's a Scribbles type shot. So if you don't know, aka Guh in chat, often duos with Scribbles in 2v2. In fact, I think Guh has been asking to have them on against the top 2v2 team, which I wouldn't be opposed to. I think I've seen a lot of success from Scribbles and Guh in 2v2. But anyways, just know that those roasts are coming from someone who knows him well. Wizz. Really successful backflip challenge as Scribbles looks to collect possession in the corner. Just playing it way too slow if you're going to try and set up a dribble like that. Let Wizz have a long time to set up his challenge. Feel good about taking it away. It's not a great position to play a possession, especially a low carry like that anyways, for Scribbles. Scribbles trying to play this across the field, but it'll be an easy setup for Wizz, who keeps his speed and gets the ceiling reset. Flicks low and converts. This is always a big risk when you finish off a shot this low to the ground. If Scribbles did happen to stay low enough, that is going to be a way faster recovery for him, who is basically already on the ground, as opposed to Wizz still soaring through the air. But if you are able to get it past, of course, no worries. So you to take the lead. Wizz is now taking the ball away from Scribbles many times. Has a 5-3 lead. Scribbles is, I don't know if he thinks that Wizz is not going to do it. Maybe he feels like, you know, he has possession and it'd be insane for Wizz to dive. So he feels he doesn't need to try and protect the ball, but Wizz has shown he will dive. He will take the ball away from you. You sit and let him have it. Scribbles doing well off the kickoff, though. Maintaining possession, maybe punishing a little bit of that overzealousness from Wizz as he looked to dive on the ball at the midfield. Now Scribbles possession. I think that single jump was in case Wizz had been chasing him down, but Wizz actually back out to the midfield. Camera check maybe could have let him know that a little bit earlier. But he still has a solid possession. As he goes wall to air dribble, Wizz off the ceiling. Scribbles slows his dribble down. It's a way to try and catch Wizz in the wrong position. Wizz recovers well. Scribbles up to stop the counter, and the long shot should tie the game, barring a huge miss for a guy like Scribbles. So it is 5-5. A minute left to go. These tie games, though, always feel like they favor the favorites. If that makes sense. You know, Wizz, I think, coming into this match feels like he should run away with it, or not run away with it, but should get the win. Scribbles, though, giving himself a bit of a cushion now. Tell us your predictions. Yeah, my prediction would be that, you know, Wizz maybe in a 3-1 or 3-2. The Wizz that played in Fearfest Junior has certainly won top of the ones game, and while Scribbles is chock full of talent, maybe not as ones focused as Wizz's is. It's a great sentence I managed to bring out. Scribbles not going to try and dunk with 30 seconds left to go and a 1-goal lead. Wise from him, as he is able to take the ball away from Wizz at the cost of any boost on his own map. So, oh, he's going to fly away from the ball. I don't know what that last flip was. Scribbles letting Wizz in the final moments. What was this last second flip? Oh, that side flip. I mean, he might still have a chance if he doesn't just side flip his way. I mean, it's not so much that, you know, he moved to the side. It's probably he commits himself to continuing to leave the play until his wheels hits the ground again, which is, you know, an eternity in a context like that. Scribbles would love to have an immediate goal to forget his woes, but it's looking like it's actually a solid Wizz possession who doesn't feel great with 0 boost, so just sticks around the ball to guarantee he buys himself another kickoff. Now it is 6-6 overtime in game number 1. The kickoff win for Scribbles. Wizz can't stop it. So despite Scribbles letting Wizz back and letting him see the light, he is going to be able to convert on game number 1. Wizz, there's a world in which he gets that save. But Scribbles put it just out of his reach. Game number 2. He moved to America a long time ago. Oh, he was born in Greece. That would have been a baller own goal if Wizz had just managed to do it. Instead, he catches the ball to play a bit of keep away, and Scribbles looking lost on the ground. Wizz never lets it fall much farther underneath the crossbar. He's able to get the first goal. Wizz, that is not the setup you want to see, as he immediately chips the ball away from net towards the back wall, and no flick in the world can really save that position. Wizz demoing Scribbles at the midfield, though. Scribbles was trying to take possession away and carry it back to his own half. Wizz says, not today, brother. Missed midfield boost grab from Scribbles. Can he make it work still? Could have been attacking a much, worse positioned Wizz, as well as just a better setup for himself. A setup like this, had he not missed the midfield, but nice late touch by Scribbles. Wizz in net, sees a leaning back Scribbles, maybe thinks he's trying to set up a reset or some sort of slower play, but Scribbles turns back towards the ball and tap it over him for the opening goal. Gain number 2 for himself, that is. Wizz passed to himself off the ceiling. Too strong. Scribbles is not going to be able to convert on it. Wizz locking in on the demo, says I'll figure out possession later. Wizz has done a decent job this game of turning to his own half and maintaining possession instead of trying to go all in and giving it up for a less than stellar shot. Wizz not going to be able to 50 to convert this one into a goal, but still his possession again. So he'll try from the left wall. Going to take multiple resets to get to net with how far away he is. He does get many, but really no serious threat to Scribbles, who even after the third reset could see that Wizz was far from being able to put a shot on. Scribbles, they go for a reset 50, and Wizz, awkward on the landing, gives Scribbles time to go steal his back corner boost. He has the midfield as well. Should be able to pass this to himself, and no recovery from Wizz is going to be fast enough, at least not with 0 after getting bumped that far out of position. Fake kickoff for Wizz. Went about as smoothly as possible, but Scribbles going to immediately turn as Wizz tries to set up his possession. No boost left to work with. Scribbles wants the demo, can't get it. He's going to back up off the ball. Get back in time before the shot. I felt like it would be a big mistake not to make a play on it with how much separation he was able to get from Wizz. Scribbles risky as he lets the ball fall to the ground. He has the first save off the crossbar, but cannot recover to stop the follow-up. We haven't seen a pogo in a while. There was a couple attempted pogos the previous match, but as far as a dark style pogo, I want to know, maybe I think like Yan hit, somebody hit one. I mean, Dark farmed, double-digit pogos during his peak in the one scene, but since then, not a lot of people have done the behind-the-ball pogo to much success. We've definitely seen a couple, though. Scribbles. Old Faithful. Although that's not quite Old Faithful. I almost feel like Old Faithful is the double jump bump. This one, much more of an air dribble bump, but consistent nonetheless. It does seem like the pogo shot is not as hard to do and probably has more uses than the full-on pogo bounce. But the pogo bounce is, not completely useless. I stick by that. I think it's still, I just think nobody can really hit it with the consistency that Dark can. So it's not great to do. I think one of the keys with Dark's pogo bounce is that he has great counters. That's a necessary element to every mechanic in 1v1. So you have to have something to do solidly in order to punish if people start to, read the initial play. Wizz, by the way, had a great setup here, but missed far enough wide that he hit pure backboard, so the ball just going to bounce out and tie the game for Scribbles. 35 seconds left to go. A tough timed mistake for Wizz, and talking about tough timed mistakes, add a second one as Wizz flubs the flick and allows Scribbles to take it away for the lead. Scribbles now making the kickoff to control it into his back corner, playing the situation very well, recognizing that Wizz is going to have to dive and try and make something happen after pushing the ball into the blue half. Do you think Wizz can come back or will come back? I think he very much could. He really had this game. I mean, he had a 4-3 lead, was it? A 4-3 lead, seemed in control, and then just kind of launched a shot off the backboard that allowed Scribbles to run away with it. Since then, it's just been a string of Scribbles goals. Scribbles is putting more separation on it now, and so 7-4 almost looks like a game where he dominated more, but I think Wizz did what you have to late in the game, which is just start selling out to get more goals. Instead, they went to Scribbles, but it doesn't really change how close the game was late. That was a crazy pop that Scribbles just got as he got the reset. But 7-4, a 2-0 lead, forcing a reverse sweep out of Wizz if he's going to come back. Game number 3. Are we actually going to see a sweep here for Scribbles? Certainly not something I would have advised chat to predict, but something that Scribbles seems to be on track to doing. Scribbles' future Dan? It's hard to say. Everybody is very excited about the idea of North America having a top prospect, as we have had in the past, especially with seeing how successful Zen is. What a save from Wizz. My goodness. Scribbles double jumping that and protecting the ball, putting it right into the crossbar. Wizz found a way to get that save and recover to clear it. Insane from Wizz. Now he needs some offense to match it. He just caught Scribbles off guard. The first touch off the wall looks like Wizz is maybe going to fall to the ground with the ball, and that's when Scribbles turns in. But Wizz just uses the flip to get it on the wrong side of Scribbles, and once he's done that, smooth sailing. You watched him play. He holds his own versus pros at 13. Yeah, you'll see Scribbles in everybody's lobbies whenever they're queuing ranked. And I think that's where a lot of players make their real debut. As much as pros like to say that rank doesn't necessarily matter, although that storyline is changing. Pros are starting to say that 2's ranked really matters, like it's the thing that matters the most, which was not always the case. For a long time, no matter what you did in ranked, it didn't matter to the current pros. And I've said it a million times, but the biggest name I remember just seeing in 2's lobbies over and over and over again and wondering, man, this guy seems good. How is he not pro yet? Is Chicago. I remember seeing Chicago in like everybody's streams and videos, wondering, how is this guy seem this good, but he's not on the team yet? Of course, Chicago turned out to be a massive prodigy. I don't know if prodigy is the right word, but as soon as he came onto the scene, took it over. Scribbles up 3-1, forcing Wizz back into his net again. Can he get this top left corner? He can. Pinning him back and keeping him there. Wizz wanted the ball to be able to fall down and start a dribble. Because he didn't play it quickly, left that window of opportunity for Scribbles to read the play and get back involved. Now Scribbles, such a smooth carry from the back corner into the bump. Wow. This just shows a level of control to be impressed by. When somebody can make it be that seamless carrying the ball as he collects it in the corner. We're lagging. Yeah, I do see some additional dropped frames. My internet had been so good for the longest time. It doesn't seem like it's too bad. It should be over for you guys. Wizz. Reset leads to nowhere. He has got half a game to find his stride once again. As he double jumps to try and bump Scribbles. Scribbles in and out of the nets. Not able to 50 with Wizz, so it'll be a Wizz possession still. Although trying to make something happen when the ball is pinned in the top corner of the arena can be tough. Wizz still tried to do so. His other option, of course, to just bring the ball to the ground and try and play it from there. You are going to see a ton of chat Fs as the stream continues to drop frames. And as we have agreed upon, that is the universal meaning of F. In fact, they might have lost stream completely, but you guys are still here with me. And I think the last time this happened, it was maybe Twitch's fault as well. Hopefully they'll reconnect, but for right now, it's YouTube exclusive. Great to have you guys here. I've always wanted to, just give you guys the content and skip over the Twitch viewers. Someone in Twitch chat just said no video, so unfortunately, it'd be terrible if they could hear my audio. and you could just hear me trash talking them. What's interesting is that, obviously the game is still perfectly connected to me, and I can actually still see all of them chatting, which means it is a weird error. Wizz, hook shots to stay relevant in this match. 1:07 left to go. And 2 goals to make up still. Wizz 50 and is able to grab a 4th. Scribbles, very passive play in net. Power sliding to a full stop inside that near post. Definitely feels like a move a player who's desperately trying to hold on to his lead might do. And Wizz, like a shark, waiting to steal it away. A 12 boost for Scribbles. Not the best position for him. He's going to be able to buy himself a bit of space. An opportunity to grab 100. He's going to dive immediately. Scribbles did not want to have to defend a full boost Wizz. And oftentimes, you'll see in ones right after that low boost defender is finally able to grab the 100. That's when they get beat. And this time, it was a little bit self-induced by Scribbles. By just using his 100 to rush out to the ball and dive. Wizz maybe expecting Scribbles to be a bit more aggressive there. I thought he could get a strong first touch to make him miss. That side flip takes Scribbles completely out of the play. Not so much that he can't get back to this. He is going to try and keep it up. That seems a bit risky. Wizz will use his opportunity. Ooh. Actually, it was about to work out for Scribbles. It was just a slight margin away from being able to get it on the wall and then set up a solid attack. Wizz just passed the ball to Scribbles, and he is going to be able to turn and dive and might even be able to convert for a goal. Not the best of catches. I think there's a world in which he catches that directly on target. But credit to Scribbles for his wave dash onto the back wall in order to clear the ball away. Wizz with a huge boost advantage. This ball flying away from the net. He just needs multiple resets to bring it back, and he found all of them, but Scribbles has the low boost save. Can Wizz keep him pinned back? He grabs the midfield 100. This time he goes much quicker. And I think that plays into Scribbles' hands. Maybe he just wanted to pull him out of net. This pinch is going to be relief for Scribbles. As he's able to counterattack the other way, he decides to just go quickly. As both these guys turning off the brain a little bit. and just trying to rely on speed. Scribbles able to stop this flick. Wizz wants a demo, doesn't get it, and doesn't get the boost, so he'll be backing off. Will we see Scribbles take to the skies? We will. We saw the air dribble bump so much in the series. It's the air dribble demo this time. And it's a sweep in overtime. Wizz throws the nice one. Scribbles says, thank you, I'll take my win. As he's able to clutch it up. At least 2 overtime wins, but ultimately a sweep for Scribbles over Wizz.